Well, hey there, it's John here, and I'm back in my kitchen. No, not the kitchen. The Eastman Discovery Lab at the Hands-On Discovery Center, where I'm going to show you guys a science demonstration that you guys can do right at home, turn into a science experiment using some pretty basic ingredients. Because today is World Cheese Day, not Cheesecake Day or not Cheese Lovers Day, it's the big cheese. Cheese! We're going to make homemade cheese that you can actually dry out and turn into plastic. Don't believe me? Try this. It's super easy. You will need 2 parts of milk for 1 part of white vinegar. You'll need a bowl, maybe a spoon, strainer or a colander, and some paper towels, and a little bit of extra time. That's all you need. To start off, we're going to take some milk, and I just zapped these in the microwave for about a minute, just to, not so it's boiling or like simmering, just so it's kind of warm. Like if you're filling a baby bottle or like some warm hot cocoa, that's perfect. So as I said, we're going to have 2 parts of milk. Not really measuring it, just kind of eyeballing it. We also need the paper towels to clean up all the splashes afterwards. And then you're going to add 1 part of vinegar. This is just regular white vinegar. When we add it, it's actually going to make a change in the milk. And you might notice it pretty quickly, but give it a second. Maybe grab a spoon and slowly start stirring it. After a couple seconds, you're going to notice that it's going to look curdled. It's going to look bad and nasty and gross. What's happening is the proteins in the milk are interacting with the acid, the acetic, in the vinegar, the acetic vinegar, and it's actually curdling. We are separating the solid parts, called the curds, from the liquid part of the milk, called the whey. And this is actually how they make cheese, maybe using a different type of acid, but this is exactly the process. After a couple seconds, maybe a couple minutes of just slowly stirring, and you see bigger and bigger clumps forming, we're going to want to separate the curds from the whey. This is where your colander comes in handy. Just kind of gently pass that through here. Oh, lovely. Gorgeous. And at this point, you could actually use this as real cheese. You could take the curds, kind of squeeze them, maybe add a little bit of salt or some dried herbs. You can make an herb cheese, an herb farmer's cheese very easily. But we're going to use this to make plastic. And historically, casein plastic has been made, especially in like the early 1900s. In fact, it was so popular that Queen Mary actually had plastic jewelry made from milk. All right, let that kind of drip dry for a couple seconds, then dump it out onto a paper towel. Beautiful. Make sure get all those curds. Come on out, friends. We're going to want to squeeze out as much of this whey as possible. So that's why we have several sets of paper towels here. Make sure you're doing this on a nice clean surface, one that you can be easily cleaned, probably not on the carpet. And just kind of squeeze it over your bowl here, squeezing out all that extra fluid. The more of this whey that you squeeze out, the quicker your drying time will be. After maybe transferring it to a new paper towel, patting it dry again, oh, look at this. You could then take these curds and sculpt them. You could pat them down into a flat surface and use cookie cutters. That's actually what I did a couple days ago with this little Tyrannosaurus cookie cutter. Let it sit out in a nice, warm place, not hot, but after just a couple of days, it's going to turn hard like plastic. After about 48 hours, you can kind of flip it over, maybe let it dry for another 24, and after that, you can actually paint it. You can decorate it and make a plastic object that you can keep for years and years and years. Very simple, very easy, but as I said, you can take this science demo, turn it into a science experiment. Maybe play around with the ratios. Does it work better if you have more milk than vinegar or more vinegar than milk? Does it work better with whole milk or skim milk? Try this at home, guys. Make sure to hit that thumbs up button if you like this video and subscribe to our channel so you never miss a new video upload. Also check the description. We're going to have tons of science standards related to making plastic out of milk. Also in the description, there'll be information on how you guys at home can help support us in keeping the science alive. But I'm off to go sculpt some more, a Stegosaurus. Bye, guys! Delightful. Oh, God, I'm so good at this.
So chunky.
It's more like butter than it is cheese.
Like butter.
All right, I think. Oh, look at my mouth.